Okay, as we all know, we are in the depths of the NBA offseason, the bowels, the black hole of the NBA offseason in August. So much so deep in the NBA offseason that my previous video was an MMA video, a UFC video. I pulled up the video today and I noticed it has 20-something comments, and I gotta be honest, I'm horrified to read those comments because I hope I didn't anger the UFC community, but I don't know. I don't think I said anything that crazy in that video, but anyway, it is very hot here in LA. We got a heat wave. So if you hear any kind of sounds in the background, that is a fan and an air conditioner on me, because it is like, 94 degrees the next 4 days, and my place does not have air conditioning. I live in this very charming, lovely 1920s Spanish-style building, and it's very lovely, very charming, and I have these big French windows that open up kind of sideways, and it's very cool. It's cool when it's like less than 80 degrees, but when it's 94, it feels like I live in a hellscape. So I have to rig up this AC unit I bought. I have to go with like a whole roll of duct tape to duct tape it out the window. It's a whole thing. But I'm sitting here and I'm all hot and sticky, and I get a notification on my phone of Rico Hines summer runs, the thing that really gets me through the NBA offseason. He usually posts his summer runs over at UCLA around like first, second week of August, and he hasn't been posting any of them. And I thought, oh shoot, no more Rico Hines. But he came through, so thank you, Rico, for posting these. And it was great. We had Julius Randle, VJ Edgecombe, Jaime Jaquez, the great Pat Beverly. Fun little tidbit here. I actually first came across Jaime Jaquez through watching Rico Hines' summer runs, and I think this was way back in like the summer of 2022. And I don't know, I don't ever pay attention to college basketball. Maybe I'll watch the Final Four, Sweet 16, but other than that, I don't really follow college basketball that much. And I remember seeing this kid that played for UCLA with the long hair and the goatee, and I'm like, oh, this kid looks like a pirate. He looks pretty cool. And then he hits this like turnaround fadeaway on Paul George, and I was like, man, who is this guy? And I look him up, and I'm like, oh, Jaime Jaquez, that's interesting. Then I kind of forgot about him, and then I remember seeing him in the what would that have been, the 2023 national tournament, and I said, oh, there's that kid. I remember him from Rico Hines, and I kind of forgot about him again. And then all of a sudden, I'm watching the draft, what was it, I guess the 2023 draft, and all of a sudden I say, oh, Jaime Jaquez here going to the Miami Heat, and the rest is history. And I hope he has a bounce-back year. And right off the bat, within the first few seconds, we got some vintage Pat Bev shenanigans. I'm telling you, within like 5 seconds, gets the ball, jocks a three, bricks it, and then you can see him like totally elbow VJ Edgecombe right in the ribs. So shout out to Pat Bev. We got some great Pat Bev shenanigans right off the bat. But no, Pat actually did play pretty well. He had some really nice plays, really nice moments, and I'd love to see Pat back in the league. Entertaining guy. He's 37, but looks like he's in pretty good shape. I'd love to see someone pick up Pat on a vet minimum, because who doesn't? I love watching Pat Bev shenanigans. Julius Randle was just, I mean. Getting whatever he wanted, doing whatever he wanted, just effortlessly making amazing plays. And I know it's not NBA competition. Some of those guys out there are younger guys, college guys, overseas guys, so it's not all NBA guys. But man, it's amazing when you see like those elite players, just how unbelievably good they are, and how they play at their own speed, and they control the tempo. And sometimes it looks like they're kind of just going through the motion and, la-di-da, and then all of a sudden, they'll just do something where you go like, wow. And then you got VJ Edgecombe, man. I gotta be honest, and this is a sentiment I've held for most of this summer, watching guys do workouts and all that stuff. Don't be surprised if VJ Edgecombe wins Rookie of the Year. When you see him play, he's very physical, very developed, plays with a composure about him, and it just seems like he's going to have a really, really solid rookie season. He seems like he's ready to make an impact. And when he first started, in this pickup game, Julius Randle scored on him, and then Jose Alvarado scored on him. I'm like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden, he just went off and did some very, very impressive stuff. He's insanely athletic. He has a really nice mid-range, very good defender. Very, very impressed with VJ Edgecombe. And then you had Jaime. Now, as many of you know, I'm kind of a Heat fan, I guess. No, I'm still a Heat fan. But Jaime, I gotta be honest, didn't really see a whole lot from Jaime. I was hoping to see, maybe he added something new to his game. Now, in his defense, and all these guys' defenses and this kind of stuff, it's a very, very small sample size. You're just seeing, sort of highlights and things cut together, so take it with a very small grain of salt. But didn't really see him shoot much. Didn't have any impressive defense. He might have scored once or twice, but, kind of still doing the same Jaime stuff where he's kind of putting his head down and bowling his way into the paint and then kind of stops, and then sometimes he scores, but then a couple times he gets kind of jammed up in that no man's land area in the paint and will kind of kick it out or turn it over. So I don't know, but I really, really hope Jaime has a bounce back year this year for the Miami Heat. And I got to be honest, of all the great players that were at this Rico Hines run, the kid that impressed me the most, and the more I find out about him, it impresses me more and more because of how young he is this kid, Caden Lewis. I think that's how I pronounce his name, Caden Lewis. He's like a 6'2" point guard. He's going to Villanova, and I'm watching him, and I have no idea who he is. He had a Villanova t-shirt on, so I'm like, okay, he's a college player. I assumed he was like a vet, really good college player, established kind of college player. No, this kid is going into his freshman year, so I assume he's 18, maybe 19 years old. Just did a little bit of everything. Very good ball handler, a playmaker, shooter, really high IQ, true point guard kind of player, and it's going to be really interesting to see how well he does at Villanova. And one other young kid, this kid impressed me just as much. A kid named Christian Collins. He's only going into his senior year of high school, and he played well with all these professional players. He's like this long, lanky, 6'9" kid. Remember those two names, Christian Collins and Caden Lewis, because I'm pretty sure within the coming years you're going to be hearing a lot about them. By the way, if you don't know who Rico Hines is, he is an assistant for the Sixers, but he runs these summer runs at UCLA, and from what I've learned is that these summer runs at UCLA are pretty legendary, and it's been sort of a tradition that's been going on for a long time. I think even Magic Johnson used to play at these runs. So this is like a long-standing tradition at UCLA that attracts a lot of really good talent. And if you've never seen it before, I'll link this in the comments below. If you're bored, just go onto the YouTube channel and watch some of the older stuff. And for all you Heat fans out there actually is a video with Heat legend Terry Rozier playing in one of these pickup games. But I mean, you have James Harden, Paul George, and Steph Curry, and Russ, and you name it. They've been there. Really, really, really entertaining, and it's good quality basketball. These guys, Rico always gives some good words of advice for the young guys, and the three things he said this time, and if any of you guys are hoopers or athletes, all this stuff applies, and it's be in the best shape possible, which is true. If you're an athlete, man, you always want to be in tip-top shape, of whether it's strength and conditioning, injury-proofing your body, all that stuff. Second, use your brain, understand basketball IQ, and if you're like a young hooper, man, be a student of the game. Study the game. Don't just play and play and play. Like, playing is great, of course, but be a student of the game, especially the guys that are good at your position. If you're a point guard, study John Stockton, study Steve Nash, guys like that, study Chris Paul. And then lastly, be a competitor that hates to lose. There you go. Rico Hines summer runs are back. I'm happy. And that's it.